Chosen one, what they see is not what you carry. The image they have of you is incomplete because the mirror of this world can never reflect what was designed in the mind of God. You were formed in the hidden realm, sculpted by divine hands, and marked with a signature only heaven can decode. The eyes of others can only interpret fragments. They glimpse your actions, your appearance, your expressions, but they will never fully perceive the sacred architecture of your soul. This is why you're often misunderstood, underestimated, or misrepresented. The visible cannot contain the invisible glory resting on you. Every label they place on you falls short because it comes from limited vision, not from divine revelation. The surface cannot explain the sacredness underneath. You are not meant to be explained. You are meant to be revealed by the Spirit of God. You've felt it your whole life, the disconnect between who you are and how you're seen. You've watched people form conclusions, craft narratives, even define your worth based on their limited exposure to your process. But I, the Lord your God, see the full spectrum. I see the moments behind the curtain, the prayers whispered in the dark, the resilience buried under silence. While they guess at your story, I wrote it. While they try to discern your value, I sealed it before you ever drew breath. The sacred cannot be measured by carnal perception. That's why your image confuses some, threatens others, and eludes most. They're looking for evidence, but what I placed inside you is essence. I didn't call you to be understood. I called you to be chosen. The world is obsessed with image, but your image was never meant for the world to define. It's not your clothing, your speech, or your demeanor that sets you apart. It is the fire I placed inside you, the holiness that covers you, and the authority that speaks even when you say nothing. There is a reason they stare but cannot name it. Why some love you and others resent you without cause. You carry the contradiction of heaven in a vessel that looks ordinary, but make no mistake, what rests on you is anything but common. Your image is cloaked in the mystery of divine selection, and no lens, no platform, no public opinion can fully capture it. They may take your picture, but they will never grasp your presence. Chosen one, this is why your visibility often comes with warfare. The enemy sees your radiance even when you cannot. Every attempt to distort your image is not random, it is strategic. Hell has always feared the revelation of the real you, the you that moves mountains without recognition, the you that worships in warfare, the you that awakens atmospheres without trying. So you've been attacked not for who you appear to be, but for who you actually are. Every season of invisibility was not rejection, it was divine protection. I hid your true image from those who would mishandle it. I disguised your royalty in seasons of brokenness to preserve what was holy. And now I am unveiling you on my terms, in my time, for my glory. You don't need to perform to be seen. I've already established you. You don't need to fix your image to be loved. I've already loved you beyond comprehension. The pressure to be understood ends now. The burden to be explained ends now. Your image is sacred because it is mine. I designed your face to reflect more than DNA. I designed it to reflect destiny. Every scar has been woven into the glory I'm about to release through you. You're not hiding, you're being revealed. And no man can undo what I've ordained. The first reason your image doesn't capture you is simple. It's not supposed to. Your true essence was never meant to be summarized by visuals or public consensus. The anointing on your life cannot be captured by optics. It must be spiritually discerned. What you carry breaks molds, transcends categories, and offends mediocrity. That's why the image others form of you often lacks context. It's missing the spirit. They're reacting to your frequency without knowing your source. They're triggered by your confidence without understanding your covenant. Let them mislabel you. It changes nothing about what I've placed within you. The second reason your image falls short is because your purpose is still unfolding. I have only revealed you in fragments on purpose. Your story is still being written, and the most powerful pages have yet to turn. What people think they know is based on a past version of you I've already outgrown. You are evolving under the weight of my glory. That's why the labels no longer fit, the relationships no longer feel aligned, the mirrors no longer make sense. Stop chasing validation from people who are no longer assigned to your elevation. You are being prepared for a stage that hasn't been built yet, and when it's time, your image will match your impact. The third reason is the most sacred, because I've hidden your full identity in me. Your truest reflection is not in photos or feedback, but in the secret place where I speak your name. When you seek me, you begin to see you, not the version the world molded, but the one I formed before the foundations of the earth. This is why you've never quite fit in, because you weren't meant to be found in them. You were meant to be found in me. And as you continue to look into my eyes, you will begin to recognize the image I placed on you, one of glory, power, holiness, and everlasting purpose. Chosen one, your struggle with being seen correctly has never been about insecurity. It's been about spiritual misalignment in those around you. They were never equipped to recognize what's holy. You've been asking why people distort your intentions, question your motives, or project confusion onto your clarity. But here's the truth. Your presence convicts what they have refused to confront. The more you walk in truth, the more your very existence disrupts deception. They see your smile but can't understand your silence. They admire your strength but can't comprehend your surrender. It's not your image that offends, it's your origin. What came from the throne will always provoke what clings to the flesh. You were never designed to be decoded by common minds. That's why their attempts to categorize you keep failing. You're too fluid for their formulas, too divine for their dimensions. They want to place you in a box that makes them comfortable, but I didn't anoint you to make others feel safe. I anointed you to awaken what's asleep. This is why, even in your quietest seasons, you still stand out. Why your presence disrupts atmospheres. Why your name rises in rooms you've never entered. You don't just carry light, you confront shadows. You don't just reflect beauty, you radiate authority. They will continue to misunderstand your image until they encounter me. Stop explaining yourself to people I didn't assign to your next level. The reason their perception no longer aligns with your identity is because I've upgraded your spirit, and they're still speaking to who you were. They remember your pain, but I've already clothed you in promise. They remember your weakness, but I've crowned you with wisdom. They remember your mistakes, but I've marked you with mercy. You don't owe anyone an explanation for what I've transformed. Your growth is not a discussion, it's a declaration of my faithfulness. Let your silence speak. Let your fruit answer. Let your elevation confuse every voice that tried to confine you. The image they have of you was formed in fragments, but I am calling you into fullness. The person you're becoming will not resemble who you were, and that's the point. Stop returning to old mirrors, looking for a current reflection. Stop adjusting your walk to fit outdated expectations. You're not being arrogant when you refuse to shrink. You are being obedient. I am calling you to reflect the version of you that only heaven knows. That version is rising now. That version will not seek permission. That version is no longer hiding in the opinions of others. That version is sacred, and she cannot be captured by human perception. Before we go any further, take a second and do this. Hit like if this is resonating. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's next. Type 55 in the comments. It's the number of covenant, new beginnings, and divine alignment. Chosen one, your sacred image was always about more than appearance. It's a visual prophecy. Every time you enter a room, heaven enters with you. Every step you take is a confirmation of destiny in motion. You are not just wearing a body, you are wearing a mantle. That's why people react to you without knowing why. That's why they're drawn to you, intimidated by you, inspired by you all at once. Your life is an announcement that God is real. Your movement is a message, and your presence is a portal. You carry proof of what I can do with someone fully surrendered. Even your stillness speaks. You've underestimated the power of your composure, your restraint, your obedience in silence. But I've seen how you've held your peace while being falsely judged. I've watched you say nothing while being misread and misrepresented. And now I say to you, every time they misunderstood you, I marked you. Every moment you endured in silence, I elevated you in secret. The glory resting on you now is a reward for how you handled misperception. And though they didn't capture your image, I captured every moment. Nothing was wasted, nothing unseen by me. There is a beauty on you that has nothing to do with features and everything to do with favor. It's not in your makeup, it's in your mantle. It's not in your angles, it's in your anointing. This is why no filter can define you, and no photograph can frame what I've placed inside. You weren't made for shallow validation. You weren't called for public approval. You were chosen for something higher. Your image is sacred because it's part of a greater unveiling, and what I'm about to reveal through your life will shatter every lie spoken over your reflection. They won't just see you, they'll see me in you. You are my reflection, not their projection. And until they see me, they will never see you accurately. So stop trying to correct what I've already completed. Walk boldly in your sacredness. Live unapologetically in your distinction. Let the image I gave you shine without distortion. Because when the time comes, even your critics will have to admit, this is the one God has chosen. Chosen one. I need you to understand this. Your image has always carried a weight your words could never fully explain. This is why people respond to you in extremes. They either gravitate toward you with reverence or push away with resistance. What they don't realize is that they're not reacting to your personality. They're reacting to my presence on you. When you walk into a room, something shifts. Conversations adjust. Atmospheres pause. Spirits get stirred. This is not coincidence. It is confirmation. You are not just someone with potential, you are someone with presence, and that presence comes from me. You don't need to campaign for visibility. I've already made you visible to the right ones. Stop mourning those who couldn't perceive your worth. If they walked away, let them. If they misread you, release them. Your sacred image was never for mass consumption. It was for divine commission. And every person assigned to your calling will recognize you not by your clothes or credentials, but by your oil. You are a carrier of divine clarity, a disruptor of darkness, a vessel of sacred fire. Those who have eyes to see will discern the mantle you walk in, even if you never say a word. There's a reason you've always stood out, even when you tried to blend in. You were never meant to camouflage, you were meant to consecrate. You weren't created to fit into what's familiar. You were designed to reflect what's holy. That's why fitting in always left you empty. That's why compromise always felt like betrayal. Because your image wasn't made to imitate others, it was formed to mirror me. You've been set apart for my purpose, and everything about you has been shaped for your assignment. Even your physical features are not accidental. They are marks of distinction. I shaped you to be seen. Let me remind you, I don't make mistakes. The way you look is not random. The voice you carry is not a coincidence. The presence you bring is not a side effect. I formed every part of you with intention. That scar, I'm using it. That feature you tried to hide, it's a seal of authority. That uniqueness you thought disqualified you, it's the very thing I'm going to use to break barriers. When you look in the mirror and question why you don't look like others, hear this. I didn't call you to look like them. I called you to reveal me. Your image is not flawed, it's holy. You're stepping into a season where authenticity will be your weapon. No more adjusting your identity to be palatable. No more shrinking to make others comfortable. No more altering your voice, your tone, your posture to match the environment. You were never meant to adapt to dysfunction. You were sent to expose it. When you walk in your sacredness without apology, you trigger heaven's alignment. Doors open, battles cease, prophecy manifests. Why? Because heaven always responds to what reflects it, and you, chosen one, are a reflection of divine intention. There's a difference between being noticed and being revealed. You've been noticed before for your looks, your posture, your energy, but now I'm revealing you for your essence. This is deeper than attention, it's revelation. When I reveal you, it's not to entertain, it's to awaken. You're about to be placed in rooms where your image will be seen not as decoration, but as demonstration. Your life is becoming a visual sermon, a display of what my favor looks like when worn faithfully. And no matter how they try to imitate it, they will not be able to replicate it, because this image is sealed by fire. You don't need to defend your glow. It's not arrogance, it's anointing. The way people stare, comment, or question, let them. You weren't given this image to hide it under opinions. You were given this image to carry a message. Every part of you is prophetic. Every part of you speaks. The way you walk, the way you carry yourself, the way you remain calm in chaos, it's all evidence that I live in you. This is not a style, it's a signal. The world is watching, not to judge, but to be drawn. They sense there's something about you they can't explain, and that something is me. So walk with assurance, speak with clarity, dress with dignity, move with intention. You don't have to imitate culture to be accepted. You were set apart to be the contrast. While others chase aesthetics, you wear authority. While others pursue attention, you host presence. This is your distinction. And no algorithm, no trend, no public opinion can override what I've established in your image. I've placed my fingerprint on your face, my voice in your sound, my fire in your posture. Let them look, let them wonder, let them misunderstand. Just don't let them make you doubt what I've made sacred. Chosen one, there's a reason you've never felt at home in the world's idea of beauty, fame, or status. It's because I never called you to fit their definitions. I called you to disrupt them. They measure image by symmetry, popularity, and performance. I measure it by obedience, alignment, and presence. You've been pressured to conform, to market yourself, to become more relatable. But here's the truth. You are not here to be digestible to everyone. You are here to be a revelation to those with eyes to see. And what they see in you won't be surface, it will be spiritual. Your sacredness is your signature. It's the reason your image carries weight that can't be duplicated. They can copy your words, mimic your posture, even try to emulate your tone. But they cannot steal the source, because I sealed it. I branded it in the spirit realm. And when I brand something, it's untouchable. This is why you're always one step ahead without trying. This is why you're imitated, but never equaled. The oil on your life is not manufactured. It's not charisma, it's covenant. And your image is a walking reminder that some things cannot be bought or built. They must be born through fire. You've wondered why people fixate on your appearance, your energy, or your silence, even when you don't try to stand out. That's because I placed my fire within you, and fire cannot be hidden. It glows, it draws, it disturbs. They don't realize it, but what they're responding to is not you, it's me shining through you. And the more you yield to me, the more visible that flame becomes. I've made your image a signal to the spirit realm. Wherever you go, hell gets nervous and heaven takes notice. You don't speak much, but your image speaks volumes. Chosen one, your sacred image is not a projection of perfection. It's the residue of my presence. The reason people feel peace when they're around you is because they're stepping into the overflow of your obedience. The reason they feel conviction when you walk into a room is because your consecration carries a charge. Stop underestimating the spiritual voltage you carry. You're not just attractive, you're activated. Your image is not a tool for attention, it's a testimony of alignment. And the more you walk in who I called you to be, the more others will begin to realize what image truly means. You don't need to manipulate perception. I am managing your revelation. I'm unfolding you one layer at a time at the pace of your purpose. Some will only see your outline, others will see your edge, but the ones I've assigned will see your essence. They'll know you not by your image, but by your imprint. And when they encounter you, they will feel something shift. Not because of your style, but because of your sanctification. I've made you unexplainable for a reason, because if they could figure you out, they'd try to control you. But I didn't call you to be controlled. I called you to be consecrated. This is why some doors closed, not because you weren't good enough, but because they couldn't handle your sacredness. They wanted your appearance without your anointing. They wanted your gift without your glory. And I refused to let you be reduced. I blocked access not to punish you, but to protect the image I crafted in fire. You are not for hire. You are not a brand. You are a burning bush in human form. And I will not let what is holy be marketed as common. Your image belongs to me. So release the pressure to be understood. Release the need to be explained. Release the urge to edit yourself for acceptance. I didn't call you to fit the screen. I called you to break the system. You were made in my image, not their imagination. Your eyes reflect vision. Your voice carries sound waves of the spirit. Your frame holds a fire they can't comprehend. You are not a reflection of this world. You are a disruption to it. And until you accept this, you will keep doubting what I designed with precision. Chosen one, I am stripping away every false filter, every performance pattern, every imitation that was never yours to carry. I am returning you to your original form, unedited, unashamed, and unstoppable. You are my reflection. And it's time the world sees what I've been shaping in silence. Chosen one, the world trains people to pose, but I've called you to stand. They teach image as performance, as perfection, as manipulation, but I called you to live from presence. Your sacredness does not come from how well you present yourself, but how fully you remain yielded to me. This is why your image confuses people who only operate on appearances. They can't grasp the authority that emanates from your stillness, the power that radiates from your restraint. You don't have to be loud to be legendary. You don't have to be seen to be sent. The less they understand you, the more I reveal my glory through you. Every time you were overlooked was an act of divine concealment. I wasn't hiding you from opportunity. I was hiding you from contamination. They didn't see you because I didn't permit it. I didn't allow you to be celebrated too soon. I didn't allow your image to become a commodity, because your face wasn't made for public approval. It was made for prophetic unveiling. And now I am lifting the veil, not to impress them, but to confront them. When I reveal the real you, it won't be for claps or credit. It will be for collision. I'm using your life to interrupt patterns of deception and awaken hunger for truth. You are not just a chosen one, you are a living message. Your presence is a rebuke to compromise. Your silence is a call to reverence. Your beauty isn't about attraction, it's about alignment. You wear the evidence of someone who's been in the fire and didn't burn, someone who lost everything and still walked forward, someone who was misunderstood but never misplaced. This is why the enemy fought your self-image so fiercely, because he knew once you saw yourself clearly, everything would change. And now it has. The veil is lifting. Your vision is clearing. Your image is coming into divine focus. You've spent years shrinking in rooms too small for your calling. You've smiled through distortion. You've accepted projections that were never yours. But I, the Lord your God, say this to you now. It ends today. You will no longer tolerate mislabeling. You will no longer agree with half-truths. You will no longer hand over your reflection to those who have no authority to define you. Your image is sacred because it carries my breath. It was never about surface, it was always about spirit. And now that you've remembered who you are, I will remind the world who I am through you. Your countenance carries covenant. That's why people pause when they look at you. They don't see your past, they feel your promise. They don't see your pain, they sense your power. Your image was forged in wilderness and worship, not in culture or cosmetics. You were transformed by obedience, not performance. This is why you must protect your reflection, not out of pride but out of purpose. You are not responsible for being relatable. You are responsible for being radiant. And when you shine with the purity I placed in you, you give others permission to shed the masks they've worn for survival. Chosen one, I am reintroducing you, not to them, to you. You've forgotten the power of your presence. You've looked for mirrors in people who were never assigned to reflect you, but I am becoming your mirror again. Look in my eyes and see what I've always seen: power where they saw fragility, wisdom where they saw silence, fire where they only saw flesh. I am showing you your true image, not the edited version, not the one shaped by survival, but the one I crafted in glory before time began. And when you see it, you will never settle for distortion again. You are stepping into a realm where authenticity is the only currency. Pretending won't work. Mimicking won't fit. Dilution will cost you everything. You were designed for holy clarity, not cultural camouflage. And in this next move of your life, your sacred image will do more than speak. It will summon. It will summon alignment. It will summon provision. It will summon divine partnerships that see you, know you, and honor the sacredness in you. No more performing. No more proving. No more shrinking. You are fully seen, fully known, fully chosen. Let this settle in your spirit. Your image is not your identity. It's your instrument. And I'm about to play a sound through your life that breaks every lie, every curse, every distortion that has followed you. They tried to capture you with their opinions, but I've captured you with my purpose. Walk forward now, not as they expect, but as I command. Radiant, reverent, released. Chosen one. The lies spoken over your image stop today. Every false word, every misjudgment, every projection that tried to imprison your identity. I break them now. They said you were too much, too different, too intense because they couldn't dilute you. But what they called too much, I call exactly enough. What they labeled as weird, I call holy. What they dismissed, I preserved. You were never meant to be molded by public opinion. You were formed in the secret place, not the spotlight. So stop seeking validation in broken mirrors. Stop waiting for affirmation from those I never appointed to recognize you. Every attempt to change your image to fit a mold was spiritual warfare in disguise. The enemy didn't want your makeup. He wanted your mantle. He wanted you distracted by appearance so you'd forget your authority. He wanted you insecure about your reflection so you'd stay silent about your calling. But I stepped in. I covered you with clarity. I restored your sight. And now, you're beginning to realize that your image was never about impressing. It was about embodying. You embody the reality of my presence. You wear the truth of my power. And everywhere you go, the atmosphere will shift because I walk in with you. You carry glory in your frame. Don't minimize it. Don't explain it. Don't dull it. The very presence that causes others to stare in confusion is the same presence that breaks strongholds. When you walk into a room, demons tremble, not because of what you say, but because of what you carry. Your image is not a presentation. It's a prophecy. I didn't just design you to be seen. I designed you to be sent. And your visibility is about more than perception. It's about purpose. I'm using your image to confront deception, to unravel the illusion of artificial beauty and empty performance. You were made to carry the evidence of what cannot be faked, divine fire. Chosen one, the time for image repair is over. You don't need fixing, you need releasing. I'm not calling you to a new look, I'm calling you to a new level. Let the old perceptions die. Let the false projections burn. The ones who said you were hard to love didn't know how to hold sacred things. The ones who said you were hard to read didn't realize I wrote you in spiritual ink. You were never confusing. You were consecrated. And now I'm releasing you into places where your image will no longer be questioned but crowned. You've been treated like a mystery, but I'm about to make you a message, and that message will speak louder than words. Your glow will be your testimony. Your posture will be your proof. The way you carry yourself in humility and boldness will announce my glory before you ever open your mouth. Your very presence will start conversations in the spirit realm. I've made your image a weapon against deception, a mirror of heaven's design and a key to unlocking truth in the lives of others. You are not just sacred, you are strategic. Your visibility is about to increase, but so is your discernment. Not every platform is yours. Not every camera is your confirmation. Some stages are traps, not opportunities. I will teach you how to recognize the difference. Stay hidden in me, and I will reveal you in due season. Your image is not a business card, it's a boundary. It tells darkness where it cannot enter. It tells confusion where it must stop. It tells the counterfeit it will never pass for real. You are not to be touched casually. You are not to be viewed cheaply. You are to be honored because I made you holy. This is the season where clarity replaces compromise. Your image is coming into agreement with your calling. No more fragmentation, no more distortion, no more second guessing. From this moment forward, you will walk in congruence. Who you are in secret will match who you are in public. The integrity of your identity will silence every lie the enemy tried to whisper about your worth. Your image is not a mask, it's a mirror of heaven. I've cleansed it, I've protected it, I've sealed it, and now I release you to reflect me fully. Chosen one, this is the unveiling. No more filters, no more edits, no more hiding behind safe. Let your sacredness speak. Let your face reflect fire. Let your eyes carry light. Let your voice shatter illusions. You were never just born, you were branded. And now that you know it, walk like it. Chosen one, everything they misunderstood about you was rooted in their inability to see the sacred. They weren't equipped to witness what heaven was forming. They judged your confidence as pride, your silence as distance, your standards as stubbornness. But in truth, they were encountering your consecration and couldn't explain it. The holiness on your life isn't casual. The favor surrounding you isn't coincidental, and the image you carry isn't manufactured, it's inherited. You look the way you do because I shaped you to reflect the weight of divine assignment. And now I am revealing you with intention. Your visibility is no longer optional. I'm turning up the brightness not to expose you, but to reveal me. When people see you, they will begin to sense a hunger they can't name. That's because your image isn't a magnet for ego, it's a trigger for awakening. I've placed a frequency in your face that calls the chosen out of slumber. When you walk in purpose, you don't just carry light, you command it. And wherever light enters, darkness has no defense. I'm not just elevating your life, I'm weaponizing your presence. You are my proof in this generation. You've questioned why you attract such strong reactions from strangers, why people confess things to you they've never told anyone, why children stare, why elders weep, why crowds go silent when you enter. It's because I've marked you. Your very existence disrupts spiritual atmospheres. You are a signal that righteousness still reigns, that purity still has power, that I still speak through vessels that carry both fire and gentleness. Your image isn't just being seen, it's being felt. And that impact isn't emotional, it's eternal. You don't need the world to agree with your image. You only need me to affirm it. And I already have. Before they knew your name, I sealed your reflection with fire. Before you ever saw yourself clearly, I saw the full version. You are not what they called you. You are not what they labeled you. You are who I said you are. Your sacred image doesn't come from the mirror. It comes from the mandate. And now I'm calling you to carry that image with honor, because what you wear in the spirit is about to shift everything around you in the natural. Let's lock this in. Tap like if this is awakening something in you. Subscribe so you don't miss what heaven is about to reveal. Comment 55 below. That number marks covenant, new beginnings, and divine alignment. Chosen one, your very face is about to prophesy. So I'm placing a glow on you that no foundation can create, no filter can fake, and no enemy can erase. People will look at you and see answered prayers. They'll see grace in motion. They'll see strength forged in silence. The transformation I've done internally is about to manifest externally. I'm lifting shame off your posture. I'm restoring light to your countenance. I'm anointing your appearance, not for vanity, but for victory. They will see you and be confronted with their own compromise. You are the sign. You are the wonder. You are the confirmation that I still lift up the broken and clothe them in beauty. Your image is not accidental. It is prophetic evidence. That's why I preserved you. That's why I protected you. That's why I didn't let you blend in when everything inside you wanted to disappear. I needed you to remember that I make masterpieces from what the world calls mistakes. And now your very presence will testify that my power never needed perfection, only permission. Chosen one, hear this final truth. The unveiling of your image is the beginning of a new era. From this day forward, you will never again wonder if you are seen, valued, or chosen. I saw you before they did. I loved you when you didn't love yourself. And I called you sacred when all the world could see was scars. But now the glory is visible. Now the promise is public. Now the weight you carry will not be mistaken for attitude or ambition. It will be recognized as anointing. And when they ask, what happened to you, you won't have to explain. Just look them in the eye and say, God revealed me. Chosen one, your image is not a decoration, it is a declaration. You don't just walk into rooms, you shift their spiritual alignment. You don't just stand out, you stand appointed. The image they see now is only the beginning of what I'm unfolding through you. You've endured distortion, rejection, and misunderstanding, but none of it diminished your sacredness. In fact, it sharpened it. You are now fully authorized to walk in what I placed within you from the beginning. Every step forward from this moment carries the clarity of one who has been reintroduced by heaven. They thought they knew you, but they only knew your survival. Now they'll witness your sending. You are not here to be tolerated. You are here to be trusted with glory. No more shrinking to fit old roles or outdated relationships. I am aligning your circle to match your covenant. Those who cannot see your sacredness will fade without conflict. Those who do will be drawn without effort. Because when I lift the veil, favor follows fast. You are the proof that holy things can't be hidden forever. What I birthed in silence, I'm now crowning in public. The world will not define you, they will witness you. Your image will speak truth in a generation drowning in performance. You will radiate peace in atmospheres poisoned by comparison. Your reflection will carry the sound of deliverance. Your very being will break chains even when you say nothing, because I've made you not just a witness to my glory, but a carrier of it.